Hello everyone, welcome to Marilyn's Tarot Take. And today I'm bringing a beautiful deck for a walkthrough, the Ukrainian Tarot, Flower of the Magic Fern by Tania Andrushko. Originally born in Ukraine and then is now living in Canada. And I want to bring this forward because not only because of the beauty of it, but the sentiment. And as I read, you'll see where this evolved. Sounds like a very powerful and personal growth and travel for her to come to this deck. So it's beautiful. I saw it when I was perusing Oneness Emporium. Cheryl and Simon from the Hermit's Cave once a month on the Hermit's Cave YouTube channel do a spotlight featuring different decks. Now, unbeknownst to me, I'd already ordered this deck and had just gotten it, hadn't even opened it yet, and they featured it on the showcase. So spotlight. So anyway, yeah, she's got fabulous decks on her website, Oneness Emporium. You've got to go there, and she always has a special. She has lots of other things besides just decks, so it's well worth going to her website, onenessemporium.com. So back to the deck. I'm going to delve into this. I saw some of the cards on the spotlight. They don't do a complete walkthrough. They just feature some cards and talk about them. So I have seen some of the cards, but not all the cards by any means. So anyway, let's get started here. Beautiful, beautiful box. Gorgeous, gorgeous gold lettering. And here's a picture of the Magic Fern. Isn't that color just fabulous? This is a red feather product. Gorgeous sides. Here we have the fern, another nature image. It's just beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And on the back, it says, discover the tarot through the enchanting folklore, myth, and culture of Ukraine with this stunning deck and guidebook. The Ukrainian Tarot was born from a deep reverence for Slavic spiritual heritage, a treasury of ancient wisdom waiting to be explored. The 78 card feature images from Ukrainian legends, ceremonies, rituals, goddesses, and gods ready to inspire and uplift. Within the guidebook, find approachable card meanings and the Ukrainian story and symbolism behind each image. The theme of the deck is based on the legendary flower of the magic fern. This magic flower is said to bloom only once a year on the shortest night of the year, bringing good fortune to whoever finds it. As the legend goes, this flower can be found only in the darkest of forests and only if your heart and intentions are pure. Just as the magic fern shines during times of darkness, the Ukrainian Tarot was created not just to celebrate and preserve Ukrainian traditions, but also to serve as a guiding light for humanity. Its intention is to inspire readers to expand in love and peace, welcoming illumination to their hearts and minds as they journey through the cards. Beautiful. Just beautiful. And inside is gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful forest scene. And it's a great book. Let's read what's on the back of the book here. This Ukrainian tarot deck is the first of its kind. My intention for this sacred gift is to inspire humanity to expand in love and peace. The war in Ukraine has shown me the true importance of these treasures and has ignited my remembrance of love and tradition and culture that I grew up in. The richness of Ukrainian culture is vast. I was challenged to fit the depth of the meaning that I wished to share with you into the 78 card deck, yet my soul was guided and the voice of spirit spoke clearly as to what was meant to be shared. In the creation of this deck, I cried, I laughed, I struggled, I danced with joy. I found my flower of the magic fern. This magic flower is said to bloom only once a year on the shortest nights, and the legend goes the flower can be found only in the darkness of forest and only if your heart and intentions are pure. Through this inspiration, I found my flower of magic fern, and my hope for you is that this deck will help you find your own. From my heart to yours, Tania. or Tania. I'm not sure how she would say that. It's probably Tania, the spiritual heritage of our ancestors. Tania Andrushko is a dreamer, catalyst, and truth teller with a compassionate Canadian heart and a courageous Ukrainian soul. Emigrating from Ukraine in 2013, she now lives in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, inspiring humanity through her work, writing, and visions of love and peace. So beautifully said, beautifully said. Lovely book. It's a thick book, and we've got 192 pages. Beautiful. Nice feel to it, too. So again, it's Red Feather. It's this year. Ignite your light, expand your heart in love and peace so you can inspire humanity to do the same. We all need to think about that. So we have a foreword, how it started, how it evolved, how it works, how to do readings, the major and minor arcana. She has air, water, fire, and earth. Gratitude and acknowledgments, a message from the artist Mary, and a message from the artist Olina. So there's two artists involved in this. And the foreword is quite lengthy. And I think I'll read a little bit from how it started because I think that's pertinent. On February 22nd of 2022, I was sitting on a beach in Costa Rica creating an earth mandala and a ritual I do when I travel. I gathered all the elements needed to start the ritual and then began to speak the desires I wish to create. I usually ask for health, prosperity, guidance, and support. This time, however, the words that came were peace and love for humanity. Part of me, much deeper than I knew at the time, was asking for a blessing on a much larger scale. I shared with my husband, Uriah, this strange and touching encounter under the Pura Vida sky. 2 days later, when we returned our travels to snowy Alberta, Canada, my native city of Ukraine was bombed. The year that followed was full transformation, change, grief, and discovery. Through the pain of what I was witnessing in my homeland, the war in Ukraine ignited my love for the traditions and culture that blessed my childhood. It offered and continues to offer me an immense amount of gratitude for opportunities and experiences I've been gifted here in Canada. These experiences, many of which, prompted by my need for truth and personal connection, have taken me on an uncommon journey. In 2021, I was called to be a student of the Institute of Shamanic Medicine, British Columbia, Canada. Ukrainian friends would ask me, why would you take a shamanic course if you're a Christian? My shamanic classmates would say the opposite. Why do you go to church on Easter if you're in a shamanic class? The answer is simple. There's only one God, and God is love. My belief in a higher power transcends tradition and culture. When I was in one of my shamanic sweats experiences, I received a visit by a luminous being with a clear message. You will inspire humanity to expand in love and peace. You will do so by launching the first ever Ukrainian Tarot deck. I listened to this powerful message without hesitation. My heart said yes. My brain quickly started to imagine how I could bring it the richness and depth of Ukrainian tradition that lives in Ukrainian hearts and souls to this divinely gifted to humanity. And then the magic began. Every step brought more and more synchronicities. I surrendered to the truth, seeking to be expressed through me. I knew that one day you would be holding this box in your hands, feeling the potency of what you're about to discover. In the creation of this deck, I cried, I laughed, I struggled, I danced with joy. I found my flower in the magic fern. The magic flower is said to bloom only once a year, on the shortest nights of the year, bringing good fortune to whoever finds it. As the legend goes, the flower can be found only in the darkest of forests in Ukraine, and if only your heart and intentions are pure. Through this initiation, I found my flower of magic fern, and my hope for you is that this deck will help you find yours. That was on the back as well. So I won't go into how it evolved, and because it's quite lengthy, and it's very interesting though how it works. The page, the messenger, the queen king. She's got some numerology in here, how to do a reading. Excuse me. Celtic cross spread, 3-card spread, the medicine wheel spread, which is one I want to try. So I'm glad that's in there. It's north, south, east, west, northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest, and the center. I really like that. So we've got the major arcana here. And for each one, she has color picture, feeling, ask yourself, action, essence, and actually notes, and then a description, which I think that's really cool that She's got note pages in there. So that carries through to the through all of the suits. And then the two artists' names are artist Mary and artist Olena. So they're Ukrainian, I believe. So this is really nice. And this is acknowledgments and thank yous. And here she says, for saying yes to the call and connection to this deck, our hope is that this deck will help inspire you to create peace and love humanity, and that you will find your flower of the magic fern. When you've had a chance to feel and connect to the deck, please help us spread the love. Take a photo of your favorite card, post it to social media, and tag us at the flower of the magic fern. We will do a random draw for a one-on-one reading from the creator of this deck, from those who have posted their favorite card and tagged us. So that's kind of fun. That's fun. So beautifully done. Beautifully done. Very, I like the fact that there's notes here if you'd like to take it, and quite a lengthy description. So we'll look at that. One of the cards I'll read out of the book. So it's in two separate sections here. Get out my handy dandy seam ripper. But at least they've got these two things in there. A lot of times these boxes do not have the ribbon in there, and you can't get the things out. So that was well thought out on her part. All right. And these aren't, this is not removable, so you don't want to try. Don't try to remove them. Okay, let me put this aside here, and let's look at the cards. Let's look at the backs. Oh, beautiful gilding. Gold gilding. And, they're separate now, but once you shuffle those, that's not going to be a problem. Beautiful. Look at that. I'm going to pause and bring the camera down just a pinch. Okay, that's better. Beautiful. Beautiful backs. And there's the fern. All right, let's start in here. And here is the Fool. My camera's a little crooked. Sorry about that, but I didn't make it too busy. And here's the Fool, which is the Magic Fern. Wouldn't that be fun to go out and look and find the Magic Fern? That'd be fabulous. Well, since that's her card, let's read and see what she says about that, because that's the whole emphasis on this deck. The feeling of this card is folly, enthusiasm, euphoria, believing in dreaming, reality, and fiction. Ask yourself, how can my dreams become my reality? How can I find my path if my heart is full of fear? Action is take a leap of faith, proceed with your dream, and trust that when your intentions are pure and your heart is innocent, the whole universe has your back. The essence is knowledge applied through experience. And what's nice is, she lists those right here, and then you can just put your notes right there. At the stroke of midnight on the night of Ivanka Kupala, all of nature comes alive. Plants unroot to sing and dance with animals to the songs of the wind and streams, and the healing powers of nature become more tangible than ever. On that very special night, the enchanting blossom of the magic fern awakens for a brief moment. This magical fiery flower of happiness opens on the fern in a brilliant splendor, inviting everyone to seek her out in the forest. It is said that anyone fortunate enough to pluck the flower as she awakens will be endowed with the remembrance of ancestral wisdom and the ability to hear the heartbeat of the soul of the universe. They will then understand the language of all creatures, be able to discover hidden treasures, and have authority to enter any temple. Most importantly, they will be able to find true love and happiness should they arrive with an innocence of pure intention and heart. Legend speaks of one such adventurer who had sought out the magic flower. Long ago, one young man promised to find this flower and bestow it to his maiden. On the night of Ivanka Kapula, he discovered the bloom, and he was lucky enough to pluck the flower at the right moment. However, hearing the cry of a small child, he turned and was alarmed to see all of hell unmasks. He tried to flee, but he was petrified since his feet were cemented to the ground. No one ever saw him again. Rumor spread. Some people believe that he had been destroyed by evil spirits. Others believe that he had been killed by wild animals. Ever since, no other brave adventurer has dared to seek out the rare treasure again. As a new dawn arrives the next morning, shadows fade away, and peace and tranquility are restored to the forest by the forces of light. For the fern that was not discovered, she meekly withdraws her beautiful petals, waiting for another full year before she awakens again for the momentary breath at midsummer, inviting any hopeful adventurer to find her and to be fused with her many blessings. Very fun. Beautifully stated. So that's the Fool. That's the Magic Fern. Here's the Magician. Beautiful. Has his hatchet. High Priestess, look at that. Beautiful. Empress. So wispy. Look at those colors. Beautiful. Beautiful. The Emperor. Wow. That's a powerful card. Hierophant. Lovely. Love. The Chariot. Look at those colors. They literally glow. Strength. He looks very thoughtful and really planning. Looks like a formidable opponent. Hermit. Beautiful. You have this light being here. Gorgeous. Fortune's Wheel. Decorative inserts into the door. That's beautiful. Justice. Make these cards just glow. Not just the camera, they really do glow. Wow. Hanged Man. Interesting version of the Hanged Man. He's playing the lute and singing. Now, there is a chain-like image here. So perhaps somehow he's chained to this that he's sitting in, but these are all words coming. That's interesting. Getting a little closer look than I did at the spotlight on the Hermit's Cave. Yeah. That's beautiful death card. Her hair, the moon, image on the clouds. Temperance. Well, that's pretty. So instead of the devil, they have the witch. Boy, this is pretty. They just pop, don't they? It's just like they're illuminated. This is the Tower. There's a castle on the water there. A star. Beautiful. The moon. Beautiful. That's a powerful image. And the sun. Bright colors. Her bright colors in her clothing and her jewelry, her headdress. And glow in the dark. Okay. Call. I have this as a call. So they're calling forth with their very, very, very long. They're not called trumpets, of course. I don't know what those particular instruments would be called in the Ukraine. And a world card. Isn't that beautiful? What a beautiful, beautiful card. And now we're into the air or swords. I have to crack them. They're sticking together. There. Oh, look at that Ace of Swords card. Oh my gosh, look at that glow. That is gorgeous. And so they're doing the Ace and then the Page, Knight, Queen, and King. And then we'll get to it. This is how she's ordered it. I noticed that. They mentioned that on the spotlight. Page of Air. Isn't that beautiful? The colors. Oh, look at the Knight. Isn't that lovely? The Messenger of Air. Oh. Queen of Air and the King of Air. My usual fashion, I like to show them together. Lovely. Oops. Oh yeah, be the two of air because we've got the ace and the ace at the top. Oh, look at that beautiful, beautiful embroidery pattern. Okay, that's a 2. Gosh, these colors are great. 3. Love this. Love her outfit there, her dress. 4. There's the flag. Ukrainian flag. 5. Seems like each of the air cards has these little spirals in it. Thing is flute for his sheep. 6. Oh, that's beautiful. 7. Wow. 8. Beautiful cut. Look at that. Look at those eyes. 9. Wow. And look at the 10. They're all together. A snowy eve. Okay. Now we're into the water or cup suits. Here we have the ace, and we have these little wave patterns here. Well, if you can see those, yeah, you can see those. Angelic image. Page. Cardstock's really nice. I don't think I mentioned the cardstock. Can I do the size? I don't think I did the size either. Oh my gosh. Bigger. Color and whiter. I just forget to do that often when I'm so enthralled with looking at the cards. Oh, it's my ADD brain. Here's Page. Oh, that's beautiful. And again, they've got the little water symbols there. Messenger. Aw. This almost looks like a catbird. No, I don't know what that is. Queen and King of Water. Beautiful. All right, and here's the 2 of Water. Oh, that's nice. What a nice depiction. And I love the clothing. Hand fasting. because they're tied. Looks like they're tied together. 3 of water. Interesting. 4 of water. And of course, there's no way in the world I could read what that says. And it's probably Ukrainian anyway. It looks to be Ukrainian. 5. Well, that's beautiful. Lovely images they're painting on the side of the house. Oh, look at the 6. There's a lot of movement in that card. Of that light coming down into the water. You can just feel it. Gorgeous. 7. So beautiful. 8. Hidden out. 9 of cups. That's on an egg. Looks like. Beautiful pattern. 10. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And now we're into the fire or wands. Look at those beautiful flowers. Holy cow. Absolutely fabulous. Here's the page. The messenger of fire. Aw. Cock-a-doodle-doo. And the queen and king. Beautiful. Vibrant colors in this deck. And the beautiful clothing that they have. Okay. Here we are with the 2. And a little dance there. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Dancing over through the fire. 8. Beautiful horse. Just beautiful. 9. And they all have, it's called the Triskel on all the cards. I should have mentioned that earlier, but I didn't. 9 of fire. Beautiful. Oh, look at the 10. Oh, the magic coming off of that fire. And here is the Ace of Earth. So now we're into the Pentacles. Look at her hair that looks like water. Pulling right down into the water there. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Page of Earth. See if that symbol comes all the way through the rest of the cards. The Messenger of Earth. Yeah, it's there. You can see that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God. And here's the Queen and King of Earth. Look at that clothing. Isn't that fabulous? No. Okay. The final round here. The Two of Earth. That's beautiful. Beautiful. 3 of Earth. Sorry about that. I just dropped something on the ground. Four of Earth. Let's see what she has to say about the Four of Earth. Four of Pentacles. Freedom, courage, independence, and endurance. Ask yourself, how can I lay out a solid foundation to move forward with my goal? Seek out clarity and focus precisely on what is priority to you. When we create with coherence, the whole universe will provide and support this endeavor. Interesting. Five. Oh, I get it now. Here we've got, you can't really, there's three, 1, 2, 3 within this pattern. And here's 4 in the pattern. Yeah, this is very interesting shape. I don't know what that represents. 5. So we've got the 5 here. Get some bread. 6. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Look at the sun rays coming through there. Beautiful. 7. They're stuck together. 8. Hard at work gathering all the pollen and nectar. Blows. 9. 9 of Pentacles. Look, it's like stamps. It almost looks like stamps. Oh, wow, that's cool. That'd make a fun wall hanging, wouldn't it? Pull that up a little bit so you can see some of the images a little bit better. Beautiful. 10. Wow. What fabulous artistry. And it's caught, catching the feel of the Ukrainian heritage. Beautifully done. And the colors and the vibrancy, the movement she's created in some of them, and they just are absolutely glowing. You can feel her love and intention in every one of these images. This is so beautifully done. I'm very glad I got this. So again, this is the Ukrainian flower, the Ukrainian Tarot flower of the Magic Fern. Let me know if you have this deck. What did you think of the artistry? What did you think of the coloring? And how she's got the book set up? Do you like the fact that there's notes in there? Do you think you'd use the notes? Do you like the prompts? I like the prompts. Um, and yeah, the spreads. I'm gonna do the medicine wheel spread for sure. Love it. Love this. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So pleased, so happy, so pleased. So thank you very much for stopping by to watch. I hope you enjoyed this deck as much as I did. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care of yourselves. Think positively. Smile as much as you can. And I will be back soon with another video. Bye for now.